This is the Call Care Wellness Assurance Monitoring Panel. It allows you to live alone and independently in your home or your apartment without worry that if you need emergency assistance, it is only a push of the button away. But if it only did that, it would be like any other monitoring panel on the market today. It is this patent-pending countdown timer that makes the Call Care Wellness Assurance Monitoring Panel unique in the industry. It is this countdown timer which can place your emergency call for you even if you can't. The powerful onboard microprocessor allows us to put all of these features in a panel no bigger than a handheld device. The display shows the remaining hours and minutes in the wellness interval in real time as it counts down. The 4 small LEDs in the display show the passing of the seconds. There are 3 buttons on the panel. The first one disables the countdown from progressing and would be used if you are leaving your residence for a period greater than the wellness interval. Are you going away for the weekend? Toggle the enable switch into the disable position. The countdown stops, and to warn you that the panel is disabled, the buzzer sounds once every minute, and the warning LEDs lights to show you that the panel is disabled. When you return home, the warning buzzer will remind you to re-enable the panel. Re-enabling the panel resets the wellness interval as well. The second switch toggles the wellness interval between the 12 and 24-hour modes. You can actually custom order any 2 wellness intervals, 6-hour and 12-hour, 8-hour and 16-hour, whatever you choose. The wellness interval can be changed at the panel by first selecting the interval and then toggling the enable switch. The third switch initiates the emergency call in the same way that the RF pendant can initiate an emergency call with its A button. To prevent the erroneous sending of an emergency phone call, the A button on the pendant and the emergency call button on the panel must be held down for at least 1 second before it can initiate the emergency call sequence. I will now demonstrate the emergency call sequence using the RF pendant. Holding down the A button for at least a second initiates the sequence. The first thing you will notice is the warning buzzer, alerting you that the emergency call is being placed. We see the off-hook LED as the panel grabs the phone line, and the emergency call LED lights to show the numbers dialing of the first of your 2 designated contact phone numbers. I'm going to disconnect my phone line connection here because my 2 designated contacts are my 2 sisters, and I don't want them to think that I have an emergency situation that they should have to deal with. Here is the sound that your emergency contact will hear. If your designated contacts have call display, they will also see that the call is originating from your residence. If they are going away from their home, if they are away from their home, or are talking to someone on their phone, the message will go to their voicemail. Either way, they will be notified that you require assistance. I'm not going to waste time showing the panel making the second call, so moving on. Upon completion of this notification to your two contacts, the warning buzzer continues to sound and the countdown display is blanked out. Toggling the enable switch will reset the wellness timer Upon completion of this notification to your two contacts, the warning buzzer continues to sound and the countdown display is blanked out. Toggling the enable button will reset the wellness interval and silence the warning buzzer. But the phone line is still disconnected from this panel. This causes the off-hook LED to remain on and the warning buzzer to continue to sound every minute. This is a notable feature of the panel. Even if the panel is plugged into the phone line, but one of your other phones is off hook, then your monitoring panel is rendered useless. You will receive a warning both visually and audibly. Then your monitoring panel is rendered useless. You will receive a warning both visually and audibly that your panel will not be able to place your emergency call. The RF pendant also has a black B button, which will reset the wellness interval. You must use this button or the panel's enable switch to reset the interval at any time. During the wellness interval, failure to do so The RF pendant also has a black B button, which will The RF pendant also has a black B button, which will reset the wellness interval. You must use this button or the panel's enable switch to reset the interval at any time during the wellness interval. Failure to do so before the expiration of the wellness interval will generate an emergency call sequence.